they're going to get paid an affiliate commission for that. Does this make sense, right? And just that one entity did $27 billion in that model. And that's one company. That's billions of dollars up for grabs. And if we can prove a more viable or just as viable way to drive traffic to a company, but yet reward consumers for doing it, they will love that because they understand this. And here's another thing I just saw. 93% of business in the world today is coming through either viral marketing or what's called peer recommendations and peer review recommendations, which is what I like to call traditionally what? Word of mouth marketing. 93%. But yet the companies are spending billions of dollars marketing and chasing the 7%. Does this make sense? So here's the first traditional marketing. So get these three channels. First channel is traditional marketing, traditional business. What companies do is they would go out and they'll spend $7 million on a 30-second commercial for the Super Bowl. You guys getting this? Or they'll spend tens of millions or hundreds of millions a year on marketing campaigns. These companies are going to spend this money regardless. They just want to spend it on what's going to what? Be most effective. You got this? So traditionally they're just spending this money in hopes that it's going to what? Let people know they exist, so then they come back in and buy from that company. So what I call that theoretical traditional marketing is also called what? Theoretical marketing dollars. The theory is these companies are going to spend a lot of money to marketing companies ultimately, advertisement companies, hoping that they're going to drive traffic back. And they spend hundreds of billions in this type of marketing each year. That's traditional. Well, something came out more effective. The next one is what I like to call results-based marketing. Results. Results was something like Google. See, Google goes to companies and stores and say, listen, we have a mechanism, basically a tracking device, that when a consumer goes from our store to yours, we just prove that our marketing works. Because we can prove through tracking that a customer goes through us to your store. And they charge the company what? For the traffic through the AdWords campaign, even if they don't, but then they have also affiliate marketing, so it's a percentage of the sale. Similar thing, they can track that. Now the companies would prefer to pay them that money. Why? Because they proved their marketing worked first before they had to pay them. How many people understand that's better for a company? Right? So that's a results base. But here's the big problem. In both of those scenarios, and I want you to get this, because this is gigantic. This is what the shopping is all about. In both of those scenarios, money is going from the companies to the marketing company, and the marketing or advertisement companies, whether it be Google or traditional form, they're making billions of dollars. All they're doing is giving you information, so then you take the money out of your own pocket to give back to the companies. So look at this now. There's 2 profit points in there and one that's getting stripped of their wealth. Who is it? The consumer every single time. And yet the amazing thing about this, and I said this on stage yesterday, is that the consumers are responsible for 100% of the demand for the products that they're selling anyway. So now all of a sudden, and guys, if you learn how to present this and position this, people will listen because it's just common sense. And they're tired. How many people are tired of being ripped off? Seriously. Are you tired of being ripped off? That's what's happening. And in all forms of the marketplace. So, no matter what, money's coming out of your pocket to vendors. By the way, you're getting the worst price. And then if you are even responsible for creating more demand, they can't track it anyway. So you're not going to get rewarded. You're going to get punished because if you effectively told enough people they love the product, the next time you try to buy it, it's going to be higher in price. So you actually get punished for helping companies get more demand, even though you're responsible. 93% of the demand is created by word of mouth and peer recommendations and referrals. Word of mouth marketing. So we have something that resolves that. We have a tracking device that can track all the consumers involved and take the marketing dollars, the margins, the money, the billions of dollars that are up for grabs. They just need to be reached out and snagged by a more what? Effective means. We now have a tracking device as a company that can track every single customer who led to every customer, and then when the marketing dollars goes back to shop.com, they take a huge chunk of that and put it down so every single consumer involved in that chain of referral gets compensated for that. How many people understand how big and enormous that is on a global scale? I mean, this is tracked internationally. This is tracked with, if you know somebody who's in America who leads to Mexico, who leads to Canada, who leads to the UK, who leads to Taiwan, who leads to Hong Kong, who leads to Australia, that's tracked and every single person gets compensated in their what? Own home country currency. Do you get how big and powerful that tracking? I mean, that's why it took it so long, by the way. So we're in that position now where we can absolutely fight back against a rigged system that's made to strip the wealth out of your pockets for the benefit of the few. And this is a movement. This is a crusade. And it's going to happen regardless of what everybody in this room says or not. I think that there's a lot of people in here that's going to be on top of this. But you understand, a movement in the crusade has to have people who are willing to do something a little bit different. Position themselves what? A little bit different. Act a little bit different. Maybe be up for a little bit of criticism. How many people agree when you're leading a movement and you're a pioneer, you're going to get criticism and you have to welcome it? How many people agree with that and understand that? It's going to happen. It's regardless. You need to be willing to put yourself in those situations to welcome it. Say, listen, you might think I'm crazy now, bro, but you aren't going to be thinking I'm crazy the next 2 or 3 years when every single person has a shopping annuity. So you might as well follow. You're going to follow me now or follow me later, but you're going to follow me eventually, so why not start now? How many people get that, right? All right? Position it right. So just remember, marketing advertisements are out there. Companies will always spend billions. They have the margins to do it. We just had the most effective way of creating customers to companies and the most effective way of rewarding where the business actually comes from. Rewarding where the business actually comes from. And this goes into the marketing position that we're at. And there's 4 things that are happening now why this is a perfect storm. I want you to realize that where we're at today, even more importantly, by the way, than where we're at 12 months ago. There's 4 components of this perfect storm that we're in. All these things that I'm giving you right now, see, it's like I'm preaching to the choir. Most of you guys know this, or else you wouldn't be sitting here at the breakout and missing dinner at 8 o'clock or 8:30 at night. But I think would all you agree that if you had ways to convey this message to other people, that would be the best thing you could do by being here tonight during this breakout, right? How can I get other people to see what I see? There's 4 giant things that make this a perfect storm, and this is going to become an entrepreneur, this is going to become a global movement, a global crusade that people are going, it's ultimately consumers fighting back for what they create. The value that we bring to the marketplace is created by us. Here they are. Number 1, collective buying power. The only reason why consumers have been able to be taken advantage of for so long is because they keep us separate. Right? Because when you're one, you don't buy enough to impact their margins as an individual. But when you can collectively have collective buying power where we're all tracked under one model, shop.com, now you can get compensated for that. It's collective buying power. We're collecting as one, and we can fight against the big guys and win. Because we got a bunch of people out there that are telling people about it. We're getting paid to spread the word. Collective buying power is number 1. Number 2 is digital aggregation. JR talked about it. All this is because we have personal relationships, and there's a bunch of us out there telling the story, guess what? Because there's real people behind it, people believe their friend more than they're going to believe an advertisement. People believe someone they know more than they're going to believe someone they don't know. So when you think about it, where we're at this point, number 2, is because people have a relationship and the company can pretty much provide anything people want, we have ways to ask people what they're looking for, find what they want, and when we find what they want, we can bring it to them because we have a model to track it. Now all of a sudden, we can command pricing because we can guarantee a certain amount of sales for a product, good, or service before we even make an agreement with the companies that bring it to us. How many people understand how big that is? See, when you understand how much it costs, it's called